Today I'm gonna go on a road trip to where I've seen a bunch of flowers before. It's out towards Seligman, kind of close to the Grand Canyon Caverns. So, 2 hours of driving. But I don't think I'll be driving all the way to the caverns. Just somewhere close to there. As I drove along Route 66, it became apparent that there were no spring flowers. This year just didn't have enough rain, or perhaps I was too late. Realizing this, I started to become disappointed, but I continued to search. Well, I made it all the way to the Grand Canyon Caverns. Just keeping an eye out for any photo opportunities. I don't really see any good places to pull over or anything interesting. The fields that I thought would be full of flowers, there are no flowers. It's all just dried up. So far I drove out all the way out here for nothing. But I'm thinking I could head up to Seligman, fill up on gas. Then I'll just take Interstate 40 on my way back and keep an eye out for places to take photos. Alright, I'm in Seligman now. Just before I got here, there's a tree that I saw off to the side of the road, and then there's like a plateau behind it. Thinking maybe I could set up there and try to do a landscape shot. I also saw a prairie dog on the side of the road. I passed it kind of fast though. I wasn't gonna like slam on my brakes. And I saw another prairie dog that was on the road, but it wasn't moving. It was roadkill. Thinking maybe I'll set up for a landscape shot for that tree. But while I'm sitting there, maybe I'll spot a prairie dog and get a photo of one of those. If daisies were your favorite flower, you'd pushing up your miles per hour to a shave. This video is not sponsored. I saw more prairie dogs on my way out this way. And I saw some hawks too. So I pulled over to where I saw that tree that I thought would make it for a good photo. So I'll set up my tripod, get that ready. Maybe I'll walk up and down the road a bit with my camera. Maybe get pictures of hawks and prairie dogs, whatever they are. It'd be cool to get a picture of a hawk picking up a prairie dog. That'd be a epic action shot. But yeah, there's this lone tree out in this field. Behind it is like a mesa. So I'm thinking at sunset there'll be some nice colors and maybe I could get a cool photo. Came all the way out here. Haven't really seen any blooming flowers or anything, so might as well leave with something. I think I got at least 2 hours till sunset though. So I got time to kind of just look around. There's the shot I'm working with. I parked so my car is farther up the road from me. So if anyone's going the same direction as my car, if they hit it, it'll send it flying forward instead of at me. Of course, I'm pretty pulled off the road. I think one tire's just barely touching, and there's like enough room off to the side of the road. So I'll start setting up my tripod now. Take at least straight up street out here. Looks like it's just growing wild out here. So where I'm at, I'm not seeing any hawks or groundhogs, but I saw them back from where I came, back towards Seligman. I still have an hour and a half before sunset, so I got enough time to head back to where I saw multiple groundhogs. Hopefully they won't take off when I pull over. We'll see. I spotted some prairie dogs. I pulled over, got out, kind of walked. I didn't see them at all. I looked over to my left and I could see these prairie dogs just running, and there's like this trail of dirt behind them. Looks like they're not going to let me get very close. So I found the best method isn't pulling over and getting out, it's just shooting from the car. There's like no traffic out here, and there's plenty of space to pull over. So I could just drive real slow. Of course, I'm being really cautious. That's why I was kind of hesitant about trying to get photos of them. I haven't had any problems so far, other than that they take off running. This one's right at his hole watching me. I just got photos of a hawk. While I was driving, I spotted it. I just pulled over to the side, rolled down my window, and got some pictures of it. It landed on a post out there. So I'm gonna get out, get across the road, set up my tripod, get some photos of it. The hawk landed on that post straight ahead of me. It must have took off while I was grabbing my camera gear out of my car. I don't see it flying around anywhere. But this is about the same spot where I saw it the first time. So it must just be hunting in this area. Makes sense, all the prairie dogs are over here too. Now I just don't know where it went. Okay, so I was driving looking for that hawk. Of course he took off down this way, and I saw him on the off to the side of the road. He's just sitting there, so I got a few pictures of him real quick. He got up, flew onto a telephone pole right in front of me, and he just sat there. So I got in my car, walked along, snapped some photos of him. I wanted to be farther up, because where I was first shooting photos of him, the sun was kind of behind him, so I had to get in front of him. Luckily he didn't take off, so I snapped a few photos of him sitting there. And as I'm taking photos, I look and the moon's behind him. So I started walking closer to get shots of the moon like directly above him. Unfortunately, I could see him getting kind of sketched out. He like started raising his wings. Then he took up flying, and I switched to my faster shutter speed, just started shooting. And luckily he flew back right above the telephone pole, right in front of the moon. So that was pretty sweet. He took off farther down to a telephone pole where I can't really get to it. Yeah, it's kind of far away. Sun's starting to get closer to setting, so I'll head back down to that spot where I was going to get a picture of that tree and get ready for the sunset photo. Alright, I'm back at the spot for the sunset photos. I wish there was more clouds in the sky. There's no clouds over towards where the sun's at either, so I don't think I'll get super good colors, but might as well get this photo real quick before I leave. Be a real simple shot. At least I got shots of the hawk and some shots of the prairie dogs too. I checked the weather and it looks like it'll be cloudy Monday and Tuesday. The only problem is I don't have those days off. I could try to come out here, do the same shot during the afternoon, and hopefully it'll be like super cloudy. It'll be like a stormy midday shot. But it's a long ways to drive out here, just hoping the conditions would be right. So I didn't show earlier, but before I left, I made like an X in the dirt with my foot. That way I knew exactly where I was standing up at when I first came out here. That way I'd just be ready to go. Alright, how much time do I have left? 6:43, and the sun is supposed to set at 7. So I got like 17 more minutes. Since it is windy out, there's a little bit of shake to my camera. So I usually do landscape photos at ISO 100, but I had to bring up the shutter speed. I'm shooting at f11. That seems to be a good rule of thumb for shooting landscape. And so I did auto ISO. Let's see. The ISO is at 2000, which is kind of high up. But I'd rather have a sharp image than one that's kind of blurry. All the light is just about gone, so I'm gonna start heading back. I kind of wanted to move around and try different shots with this tree, but I just don't see any other compositions here to make. It is what it is. It isn't a super fantastic shot, but it's not too bad. Maybe it's Instagram worthy. It's a little chilly. Yeah, just about all the good light's gone, so I'll start heading back.